Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check out the video today. Always grateful for that. And guys, today we're going to have another talk about bluegills and perch, because the month of June, in my opinion, is the most important month of the year where bluegills and perch have the biggest impact on you catching bass. So we're going to go over this in some deep dive detail, and I think it's really going to help you enjoy some really good fishing success over the month of June. Also, guys, just a quick invitation out there. You guys hear me talk about this. If you guys are looking to have some good deals on your fishing tackle, or you want to support the fishing teacher here, I'll put my tackle warehouse link in the description. If you guys use that link and bookmark it to purchase your tackle, you're really giving something back to the channel. And a big thank you for me and my family. If you're one of the viewers that are doing that, we really appreciate it. Okay, guys, one of the things that you've probably heard about a lot, on a little bit on this channel, but some on my intuitive angling channel, you hear me talking about the bluegill spawn lot, and this can't be underestimated how important it is in the summer time of the year, specifically the month of June, to catch fish under certain techniques. Now, we're not talking about the offshore, fishing like a lot of people do in the summertime of the year, because about, probably over half the bass in the lake by the time June rolls around, they move out to deeper water, whether it's suspending or on the bottom. But one of the things that we've talked about here, and one of the things I want to reiterate, is there's always going to be, in the month of June, probably about 40% of the bass in the lake are still going to be in shallow water. And the reason that they are in shallow water, almost without exception, is because the perch are spawning. The perch spawn heavily in June. It's like June is probably, or mid-May to June is probably the heaviest month of the year, where the black perch spawn, the bluegill spawn, the red-eared sunfish spawn, pumpkin seeds, everything's spawning. They're up shallow spawning. And that's why the bass are there. It's simple as that. So I just wanted to take a second here to really give you a few tips and advice on how to fully capitalize on this, because like I said, I don't think a lot of people realize how many fish are up in super shallow water this time of year. Now, there's two factors to determine this on the lake that you fish as far as your technique goes and what you want to look for. First of all, the areas that you want to be fishing in are the same areas that the bass, where you feel the bass have spawned in. So anywhere on the lake, if you guys have much experience on the lake that you fish and you know bass spawn in certain areas, this is the same type of area you want to continue fishing in June to take advantage of these spawning bluegills and the bass that are hanging around them. Now, obviously fish spawn at different times of the year, but this is going to be where the most of them are going to be at, this particular time of the year. The water temperatures in the 70s out there, and there's two different factors to consider, again, with your approach right there, and it has to do with water clarity, everything about it, once you've located where these bluegills are spawning at. Now, the bluegills will spawn, like I said, in any protected, flat, shallow area. Usually they like to bed around the back end of a cove, under an overhanging tree, around some type of object, but they're almost always in a little cut or the back of a cove or the back of a cut or flat, gravelly type banks. That's where they like to spawn at. Now, the two techniques that you really want to capitalize on here is you want to get good with a swim jig and you want to get good with a topwater lure. If the water visibility in the lake that you're fishing is under like probably 1.5 feet, say your visibility in the water is anywhere between 6 inches to maybe 15 inches, a swim jig is your number one lure by far. And it's pretty simple to get the swim jig set up. Just take a green pumpkin jig. I prefer to have maybe little chartreuse strands in it, and put a green pumpkin trailer on it with some type of a curly tail like that Rage Craw or Zoom Speed Craw, something like that, Z Craw, something that's got some flapping legs on it. Dye the tail either orange or chartreuse, put it on your flipping stick with about 25-pound test line, and just start fishing and swimming that thing about 2 or 3 inches underneath the surface, back in those areas where you think the bluegill are spawning. You don't have to see the bluegill spawning, because they're going to be back there even if you can't see them in that off-colored water. So pull back in there to say for example, you go back in the cove. Start fishing about halfway back in the cove and just start fishing whatever's there. If you've got some docks or laydowns or, stumps in the water, swim that jig around those objects, shallow grass, lily pads, anything like that. Or if you just have bare banks, if you got bare, gravelly, rocky banks, those fish are still going to be there, especially concentrating around any shade pockets, like pitching that swim jig up underneath a lay down tree or a overhanging tree. But you'll be surprised how many big fish are up there. And it is super fun, guys. When you throw that swim jig up there and you keep it in sight, they hit it just like a topwater lure. You can see them come up and grab it, and it is super fun way to catch fish. Now, if you've got clear water, cleaner water, say your water visibility in the lake you fish is over 2.5 feet clarity on up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 foot clarity, that's when you want to use a topwater lure. Either a little prop bait, like some type of a floating topwater bait that's got props on the end of it, just sort of chug it around the bank there. But my favorite is like a walking topwater, like that Megabass Diamante or Zara Spook, something along those lines. They work really good with that. And just same deal, just cover the water, get back in those spawning coves, and just go down the bank and cover water. And I wanted to do this video again because I've done some videos on this in the past, and people just do not take advantage of it. They don't realize how many quality fish are up in these type of areas. So anyway, guys, just give it a try. I will link in the description of this video, my Tackle Warehouse link, some of my favorite spawning, the June perch spawning type baits in there. And just give it a try. Let me know what you guys think about it, and I hope it helps out. We'll see you guys.